Uh, can y'all hear me? Can we hear me? Can we hear me? Cool. Yo, this is the alternate timeline. I'm your host, Dennis Smith, like Dennis the Menace, and we have the Thor Love and Thunder trailer that dropped last night. We're going to watch it. We're going to talk about it. And that's what we doing. And before we start, it don't hurt nobody. It don't hurt nobody to hit that subscribe button. Click on the bell to get alerted when we start doing these streams. Subscribe, man. And then at the end, smash that like button if you like it. Want to hang out with me some more? Please do so. I enjoy the company. But let's get into this trailer. All right, I got it pulled up here. Let me get my settings right so you can hear. The trailer. Let's get into it.
Kids, get your popcorn now. Let me tell you the
popcorn
story of the space Viking, Thor Odinson. He was no ordinary man. He was a god. After saving planet Earth for the 500th time, Thor set off on a new journey. Well, he got in shape. He went from dad bod to
Dad
god
bod.
bod. And after all that, he reclaimed his title as the one and only Thor. Oh, spoke too soon.
Jane?
The helmet. Interesting helmet.
The old ex-girlfriend.
What's it been, like 3-4 years?
8 years, 7 months and 6 days, give or take.
Am I, sensing feelings?
Well, you're right.
The only ones who gods care about is themselves.
So this is my vow. All gods will die. I just want to say that was very, very impressive what you did back there.
It's just my first bad guy.
You never forget
Necro
your
sword. What a shot right there. I love that shot.
I'm not like the other gods of kill.
Because I have something worth fighting for.
Let's see who you are. I take off your disguise. And flick.
Sheesh.
Oh,
You flick too hard, damn it!
Should we help him?
And eventually, grape.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm loving that. I'm loving that a lot. That looks like a fun movie. I cannot wait. Cannot wait to go see that. Dragging my dad with me. Gonna have to do that. But man, let me turn it down a little bit. Just kind of go back through it. Cause man, we got some things. Got some things to discuss. And then I'm gonna get into some of my thoughts after this. But man, like
kids, get your popcorn.
Korg talking to some people. I think some people from that planet may not see them much, but got the storytelling. Is this while Thor's? Is this? Does he know that Thor is around, or is he talking about a past Thor? Like we don't know what time period he's telling this story, but
He was no ordinary man. He was a god.
I don't know if I like the past tense. He was no ordinary man.
500th time, Thor set off on a new journey. Well, he got in shape. He went from dad bod
Dad bod
to god bod.
to God bod. I love that. I love that uniform right there. I'm digging the fits, man. The Thor fits. I'm digging it.
After all that, he reclaimed his title.
I love that. That's how they're showing Jane for the first time is through Mjolnir.
As the one and only.
The cracked Mjolnir.
Oh, spoke too soon.
Jane?
How we feeling about this helmet though? How we feel about this helmet though? Some people think it's wonky. Some people love it. I'm with it. Makes him look more Thor Viking. The Viking space god. I'm with it. So he knows who Jane is. He knows who that is. So in the comics, I think he doesn't know who she is at first, but they're establishing that they know each other. That he knows her right off the bat.
The old ex-girlfriend.
The old ex-girlfriend.
What's it been?
Hold on. Hold on.
What's it been like? 3-4 years?
Ex-girlfriend.
So yeah, this is in that place, that temple or whatever, where again we see the Living Tribunal, man. What is up with them trying to show us the Living Tribunal? It's now been Loki, it's been Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and now here showing us the Living Tribunal statue. Just more and more getting more into the gods of this whole thing. Like the big picture stuff is here, it's on the way. But man, like Living Tribunals again, like I wonder if this is in Olympus and they know about the gods already or not. And apparently that behind him is Uatu, the Watcher, from the What If show that we've seen. So yeah, man, we getting into these gods. Get into these gods for sure.
What's it been like? 3-4 years?
8 years.
8 years.
6 days.
7 months and 6 days. So he says 8 years, she says 3 years. A lot of people are wondering if she was blipped and just doesn't remember, and to her it's been 3-ish years, or they're saying that she don't really care that much. And of course Thor does care a lot, so he's gonna remember. But it's very possible that she's blipped, or she was blipped, and we just don't know. We just don't know.
We'll take it.
Olympus looks cool. There's feelings, obviously.
Right.
Love me some Valkyrie, by the way. Love me some Valkyrie. Tessa Thompson, she's awesome as Valkyrie. Love her accent. Awesome accent with it. Digging Valkyrie. Hope she does not die. We get our first look at Gore, the God Butcher. That was the Necro Sword right here. Man, and the Necro Sword is very, very, very powerful in the comics. He's able to defeat gods with it, and he slices the head off of a Celestial. So, and Celestial, from what you guys, if you guys remember, is those big space gods that, you know, we saw Arishem at the end of Eternals basically come through the sky. He cut the head off of one of those, so this sword is no joke. It also has symbiote connections, which we'll talk about later. And I don't know if they're gonna go that route with symbiote being Spider-Man and Spider-Man not being technically MCU, so they might not do the symbiote thing, but we will see. Like right there, like this looks really cool, and it looks almost like they can go the symbiote route if they want to. Like this looks like the whole like black goo moving and stuff like that. Looks very symbiote-ish. But man, he looks great. I'm not gonna lie, he looks pretty good. He looks pretty good.
So this is my
Bring him back. He looks pretty good right there. People were obviously wondering how he would look, because he's gonna look different than his comic book counterpart, and I think he looks good. I do wish that there was some more more alien look to him, because he's supposed to be an alien, but he looks more just human. Christian Bale, who knows what he wanted to do, but yeah, he looks good to me. He looks menacing, looks terrifying, and people are very excited about him as a villain, and we'll talk about that at the end too, because I want to get into a discussion about villains a little bit.
So this is my vow. All gods will die.
Oh gosh, so he looks a little different right there, right? So I'm wondering, one of my good friends brought up that maybe he has more transformations that we just don't know about yet. What if they haven't shown something to us yet? Like maybe his like full form, full transformation. Maybe they keeping that from us. Something to think about. Something to think about.
That was very, very impressive what you did back there.
It's just my first bad guy.
See, like that.
I'll get you first.
Zeus, that shot right there, man, that's gonna be one of my favorite shots right here. And I want to talk about the monochrome thing going on, but like seeing Thor powered up like that with the monochrome background, that shot is gonna be like one of my favorites from the movie for sure. Cannot wait when that moment happens in the movie. Man, again, digging the drapes. I'm digging the fit, man. The gold, the blue, very colorful, very vibrant, but then have that monochrome background. That shot looks amazing. Then we have Valkyrie fighting Gore.
The gods have killed. We have something worth fighting for.
Got something worth fighting for. There again, there it is again. In that temple. So we have Living Tribunal on the right. Uatu over there behind him. I don't know who these other people are. I've been seeing things online that the person on the left with the skull face is Death, the Mistress of Death, and Infinity all the way in the back left. Very powerful gods. I don't know too much about those other two, but again, like this god stuff is out front and in our faces, especially with Moon Knight happening, this happening, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness happening. The gods are here. They're coming. A lot to look forward to with that. Eternals has some stuff. So yeah, we have a lot to look forward to with that. Jane doing her thing.
Let's see who you are. I take off your disguise. And flick. Oh, you flick too hard, damn it!
Flick too hard.
Sure. And eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. Man, let's talk about it for a little bit. What you guys think of the trailer? What you guys think? I want to know what you guys think. Leave comments down below. What are we excited for in this trailer or for this movie? What do we wish could be better? What do we think? Right off the bat, I think that there's a little bit of misdirection, like all trailers. I think there's some misdirection going on where they're showing us all this fun, like got the music behind it, the vibrant colors, everything looks fun. But I think they're going to hit on a lot of emotional stuff going on. I think there's a lot of emotional things going on with Thor as he's, you know, rediscovering himself. He has to refine himself. I think a lot of the emotional tones that that happen, they just aren't showing, and they purposely not showing it. But I think there's a lot of that will happen in the movie. For example, you know, Thor's lost a lot, so yeah, he might be excited that, you know, Jane's back in the picture. He's working with Valkyrie again, but he's lost a lot. Like his father, he's lost. His brother, in his mind, he's lost. You know, again, I don't think that we will see Loki, because to me, it doesn't make sense him jumping into this movie and then going back to where he was, unless he has some kind of control with the time variance authority and can come here and then go back. But it just wouldn't make sense knowing what he knows, unless they give us something at the end where like he's trying to warn everybody that Kang is coming. But it doesn't make sense. And we also get a glimpse. People have found, you know, the researchers online have found let's see, that when dude flicks his clothes off, hold on, let me see if I can bring it up. Right here. So when Zeus flicks his clothes off, apparently right there on his back is a Loki helmet. So he's got a tattoo of Loki, and apparently above it says "Rip Loki, R.I.P. Loki." So obviously he's feeling for his brother. You know, there's gonna be some emotional things going on here. Do we think that they will mention Loki? I'm pretty sure they will. So I think it's going to be more emotional than we think, and also darker than we think. Speaking of dark, we have Gore. We have our first look at Gore. I think he looks great. Let me change the settings one more time. So I think he looks great. Do we think any other possible characters will be coming? I don't really know. I don't know if there's going to be any like surprise cameos that we can think of. I haven't seen any like big time rumors out there or anything that came out, or any leaks about another person that we know of that we would be hype about. I haven't seen anything so far, so I don't know if there's going to be any other like big time possible characters that we don't know of. Maybe some other gods, as we're showing Gore the God Butcher, you know, butcher gods, maybe that. But I don't think that they're hiding anything else. We will see, of course. But yeah, people are very high on Gore. People think he's going to be the best villain in the MCU. So I'm a little conflicted here when people say that, because of the tone of this movie. Like they're making it seem fun and you know, vibrant, and there's a lot of funny, you know, comedy going on. So what makes a great villain to me is someone that can make me feel uncomfortable when I'm watching him. I'm almost like for example, Thanos. Obviously he's number one, right? And every time he was on screen with an Avenger, with a hero that we all loved, you kind of felt uncomfortable because you didn't know whether something would happen to that hero or not. Like if you can recall the fight that they had with Iron Man and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and them on that planet in Infinity War, when it became one-on-one with him and Iron Man, and Thanos got the upper hand, it was kind of like, it was dead silent in the theater. You could hear a pin drop. you're just like, we feared for Iron Man at that moment. Like we feared for him. Like, are they really about to kill off Iron Man right now? And and it started early with him choking Loki out. So we just don't like. We had that feeling of like, I did personally, like, of kind of, wow, this is like, I'm a little uncomfortable on when he's on screen. Like, I'm a little uncomfortable, but that made him a great villain because of that. Cause you actually feared him. Others were like, even Wanda in the last Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Like, Scarlet Witch was a fearful villain. She had like the horror elements behind her as well, but then just the way she was bodying and dismembering people in the Illuminati, like, that was kind of like, it was a little uncomfortable, just a little, but that was like a good uncomfortable. Like, dang, I love that this villain is doing this, because this isn't sweet at all. Like, none of it is sweet. So, like when she, shield through Captain Carter, like, I was like, oh dang, I didn't want to see Captain Carter go out like that, but it makes Wanda look great. And we had other cool villains, like I think the Mandarin was pretty cool. He was pretty. He had moments where you're like, you're a little uncomfortable, right? But he has to give me that feeling, and then I'm hoping that Gore can give us that feeling as well. And I think that Zeus and Olympus, a lot of people in Olympus, will serve as basically what the Illuminati was for Wanda. I think he's going to absolutely destroy Zeus, hopefully make it look good, make it look badass, maybe a little uncomfortable. That would be great. Just seeing him kill some of these gods, it needs to look good. It needs to provoke fear, man. It's gotta put that fear out there for me. And yeah, very looking forward to that. What else I want to say about villains? What do we think? Do we think Gore has a future though? Because I think we're also in an era where just killing off villains isn't going to be the thing. I think a lot of villains are going to be here to stay. So like Kang, I think he's going to be here to stay for a while. Obviously, it's going to be hard to beat somebody that is basically time itself. I think once we get Doctor Doom, I think he will be around for a while. And other villains, that will be just kind of around. Maybe you don't kill them off so quickly. I know people are upset that Marvel just kills off villains, and they didn't have to do that. Like Killmonger, I don't think they had to kill him off, right? But so people are a little upset about that, and I think Marvel is listening. I don't think that they will be killing off villains as easily as they once were in one film. Like, it's hard to imagine Kang being killed off in Ant-Man Quantumania, which we know he'll be in. So I think we're in a new era with villains, but I do think Gore is he's one of those villains that you probably have to kill off, and you can't have him out there doing what he's doing. He's so like determined in this one thing. He's so determined in killing gods, like, so that's his path. That's his like focus right there, that I don't think you can just keep him around doing this. So I do think that he will be dying in this. Now let's reverse that. Who do we think that he's going to be killing off? What do we think he's going to be killing off? We see the fight with Valkyrie. If you notice, if you look closely, she's using Zeus's lightning bolt to fight him, and I'm pretty sure she got that because Zeus is dead, and she's capable of using it. So I'm fearful for Valkyrie right there. I won't lie, because I don't want Valkyrie to die. And it looks like she's going at it one-on-one with this guy. So let's see right there. Let's see right there who they will kill off in this movie. Hopefully Thor makes it. Hopefully Jane makes it. Hopefully Valkyrie make it. Hopefully that big three make it. But who knows? Who knows? I think maybe one of those people dying, like one of those guys dying, might solidify Gore as like being one of the best villains. I don't think he can be one of the best villains and not like have somebody die. Like we need to have the stakes be super high. So yeah, we have Valkyrie fighting him, and then another cool thing about Gore, I love how like the vibrant colors of this movie, having it be so colorful, but then having Gore's whole thing be like this monochrome background. It seems like once you walk into his domain, your colors may stand out, but it's like that monochrome gray. I love that. Like I told you, I love that shot of Thor charging up with the Stormbringer, and everything around him is like the floating debris and the gray around him. I'm sure that's part of homie's domain right there. So I'm really loving that, and I want to know what that meaning is. Like, what's the meaning of the monochrome stuff? Like, is he doing that himself, or is that just kind of the look of where he's at, of where they're at when they're fighting him? I wonder if he's actually doing that, if he's like manipulating some kind of reality there and making things grayed out. And I wonder what that would mean. Would that mean that he's taking something from people? Is he taking life from people with that? Is that the power of the Necro Sword? Who knows? Who knows? But I love like the whole like colorful, and then him being just like simple gray monochrome. I love that. Also, going back to Gore's I guess symbiote connection. So apparently, like, so he's from an alien race. I don't know what they're called, but basically they prayed. So his origin is like they prayed to gods all the time, and then like the destruction of their planet was happening, and they continued to pray to these gods, and he thought like, man, these guys don't exist, whatever, and they were like outcasting him. They don't exist. He gave up on believing in gods, and there was a time when he was like they exiled him, and during his exile, he was wandering around, and like destruction of his planet's happening, and these two gods basically fall from the sky right in front of him. One being Null, the symbiote god, who's like the god of all symbiotes, and that's kind of where he gets the Necro Sword from. So yeah, at that moment, that's basically what started his villain origin, because he was like, wow, these gods do exist, but they haven't been doing a damn thing about anything. They just in it for themselves. So they've existed this whole time, but we have all this destruction going on, and my people are dying, and we've been praying to gods this whole time, and they haven't been doing anything. So he wants to kill all the gods because he believes they don't do anything. And we're hoping that Thor is different, and like he says in the trailer, like, you're a different type of god. You have things you fight for. So yeah, that's gonna be like the whole thing with Thor. And he's a different type of god. He cares and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's Gore's origin really, and so that starts his whole vengeance against gods. And he takes the Necro Sword, that Null leaves, and that's where he gets in the comics like that look of like the alien plus the black cloak. The black cloak that's around him is symbiote stuff there. So he gets like the black symbiote cloak around him, and that comes from Null, the symbiote god. And then like that sword. So that's where I'm coming back to. Is there another possible transformation that we haven't seen? Are they going to keep it the way that we saw it in the trailer? Because we've already seen one transformation. Because there's that part in the trailer where he's saying, you know, all gods must die, and that looks like early on. He looks a little bit different. He doesn't look as corrupt yet, but you know, then you get to a point where he's like going through like the darkness, I guess, or the void, or wherever he's at, where it looks like the symbiote's around there. He looks very menacing. He looks different than that other shot before. So I'm wondering if there's like more to it. And I have to give credit to my buddy Julian, because he's the one that sent that to me and thought that up himself. I told him I was going to use it in this video, because I think that's a good possibility that nobody's talking about, is that it might be another level up that we haven't seen with the necro sword powering up, and maybe some kind of black cloak, you know, surrounding him, something like that. We'll see. I'm hoping that might be the case. I think that will do much more for me, you know, with them not taking on like the whole look that he has in the comics with like the no nose and more of the alien like tentacle stuff coming out. If they could add like the cloak stuff and some symbiote stuff, who knows? I know it's gonna be tough because the whole Sony thing, Spider-Man thing, but if they could add something like that when he powers all the way up, that would be dope. Like that would take me back a little bit. Like, oh, they really going for it. So that's Gore the God Butcher. We'll see how he plays it out. How I'm very interested to see how they're gonna walk the line of comedy and seriousness and emotional. Like, how they gonna get these tones out there with everything being so. We know Thor is this fun guy, you know, this kind of in the moment guy, but I'm very interested to see the other tone of this movie. Hopefully there is that. So I want to see things get serious and you know, the stakes be really high. So that's kind of where I'm at with the movie. Again, very excited. Like, it does look fun, and I'm going to enjoy that ride. Very hyped for it. Interested to see what they do with more gods. Will this be the end for Gore or not? Will somebody die off? Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, or hit me up on social media. I'm always willing to discuss these things. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter, and you can DM me or whatever at _alternate time. Hit me up, man. I want to know what you guys think about this for real. So let me know and we can talk about it. The last thing I want to mention is 2022, 2023. We all need to get on Thor's fitness plan. We need to release that fitness plan, my guy. Chris Hemsworth, release that fitness plan, my guy. We need it. He lifts weights. He lifts weights, man. We see it sometimes. If you follow him on IG, like he posts some of his some of the things he be doing. It's definitely out there, and you know, I think, you know, we all need to get on that. We all need to be looking like that. By 2023, we need to be looking like that. We all get into the gym. That's the goal. That's the goal. Look like Thor 2023. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Release that fitness plan. Marvel, make him do that. Make him release that fitness plan. We need that. He looks great. He looks great. He looks good. We think in the movie he gonna be butt ass naked? They're not gonna blur that out, right? It's gonna be straight. It's gonna be a butt shot. Butt ass naked. We gonna see. we're gonna see, and the Olympians will faint. Wanted to hit on some other news before I get up out of here. Real quick, Ironheart Disney Plus series started filming some test shots in Chicago. I'm not going to talk too much more about that until that stuff starts to come up and I do more research on Ironheart. Apparently she's a smart kid, takes on kind of the Iron Man mantle. I wouldn't say mantle, but takes on the look of Iron Man a little bit and gets her inspiration from Iron Man. So we'll see more about that later. And we got some more Black Panther Wakanda Forever information. You know, Letitia Wright apparently came out and said, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, we committed every day to working hard no matter what circumstances were or what the circumstances we faced. Sorry about that. And we faced a lot of circumstances, a lot of difficult situations, but we came together as a team. I thought that she was a lot of the circumstances and difficult situations that they faced, but glad they came together. It seems like they're very proud of the movie. They're hype about it. They're hype about it. I'm hype about it. Of course, we're gonna see what it will look like without Chadwick Boseman. Who's Black Panther? Who's T'Challa? If there is a T'Challa, which brings me to the Namor stuff. We have Namor the Submariner. A lot more details have come out about him. A blurry picture or a blurry image of him and what he's going to look like. And it looks pretty awesome to me. Again, like we'll be venturing into more of like the gods territory with, you know, hopefully they show some the Black Panther goddess Bast, and then apparently Namor and his people are going to be connected with a jaguar god. I have to do more information on, I need to get more information on that, but apparently he'll be connected to that. But they changed his origin around a little bit. The character will not originate from Atlantis as the comics, but in the Central American region, and will come from a historic and submerged city of Mexican culture. I've heard it was like the Aztecs and Mayans, which is cool because I lived in Mexico City for 3 years, and you know, I know a little Aztec Mayan stuff. You know, I'm in there. I'm in there. Tuck that. I'm in there. I'm in there. I'm in there. So I'm looking forward to that. They changed a little bit around, but he's still the son of a human father, I think, and then like his mother is from the submerged people. So he's still going to be a submariner and, you know, half man, half aquatic something. So but yeah, in the comics, him and T'Challa are like rivals. Like they are rivals. You know, his people versus Wakandan is like a thing. It's an everlasting like battle. It's Naruto and Sasuke. Like that's why it's like you need T'Challa, man. Like you need to have a T'Challa for this to make sense, in my opinion. Like you need, if there's a Namor coming, there needs to be a T'Challa as well. It just doesn't make sense to have one without the other. But yeah, we have Namor the Submariner, which I'm very excited about that, and his origin. So we're gonna see, and you know, again, like hopefully we get that Doctor Doom tease at the end of that. But that's really it. I'll do more about Wakanda Forever in another video, as I'll know more, get more facts on that. But thank you very much for tuning in. That was the Thor Love and Thunder trailer. Like we discussed, I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Super smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for the alerts. This is the alternate timeline. Follow on social media _alternate time. And let's discuss this stuff, man. I'm very excited about this movie. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what the people think about this. What are we excited for? What do we want to see? What don't we want to see? What are we not excited for? Let me know. But thank you for tuning in. You guys have a wonderful day. And I will see you guys in the next video.